Welcome back to Top 5. Dr. Michael Swango. Once hailed as an intelligent and dedicated physician, Dr. Michael Swango began his career with a promising future. However, his ambition soon turned into a twisted desire for control and manipulation. After being linked to multiple suspicious patient deaths, evidence emerged that he had administered lethal doses of medication to those in his care. Despite his medical expertise, Swango's true motives led him down a dark path, revealing a sadistic pleasure in the power he wielded over life and death. He was eventually arrested and sentenced to life in prison, but not before he had claimed at least 5 lives, and possibly many more. 4. Dr. Harold Shipman. Harold Shipman, a well-respected general practitioner in England, seemed like the epitome of a caring doctor. For decades, he built strong relationships with his patients. Yet beneath the facade of compassion lurked a chilling secret: Shipman was one of the most prolific serial killers in history. Convicted of murdering 15 patients with lethal doses of the painkiller diamorphine, he is suspected of killing over 250 people during his career. Shipman's motives remain unclear, but his case serves as a terrifying reminder of how someone trusted with our lives can harbor deadly intentions. 3. Dr. Linda Hazard. Dr. Linda Hazard, also known as the starvation doctor, was a controversial figure in the early 20th century. Promoting a radical fasting regimen and the use of her own concoctions for treatment, she preyed on vulnerable patients seeking alternative healing. Many of her patients were left emaciated and near death as they adhered to her severe dietary restrictions. Hazard's most notorious case involved wealthy victims who were stripped of their fortunes and ultimately their lives. Convicted of manslaughter after the death of a patient, Hazard's legacy endures as a cautionary tale of pseudomedicine turning lethal. 2. Dr. Death, Michael Swango's inspiration. The infamous Dr. Death of the 1970s, who inspired not only Swango but also a wave of horror among the medical community, is Dr. Frank Dux. He was an anesthesiologist who, like Swango, is suspected of causing the deaths of numerous patients during surgical procedures. Dux's case exposed systemic issues in hospitals that allowed such malevolence to flourish in plain sight. He was particularly adept at using the very tools meant to save lives to end them instead. His heinous acts sparked outrage and reforms in medical practices nationwide, solidifying his legacy as a doctor who turned evil in pursuit of a morbid thrill. 1. Dr. Eric Munoz. Dr. Eric Munoz may not be as widely known as the others, but his actions have left an indelible mark on the medical community. A promising surgeon with a bright career ahead of him, he became a key figure in a scandal that shook the foundations of medical ethics. Munoz began experimenting on his patients without their consent, believing that he was advancing medical science. However, he plunged into unethical practices that resulted in severe complications and even fatalities. His obsession with fame and recognition led him to commit fraud, falsify records, and compromise the safety of countless lives. When exposed, he faced criminal charges that not only destroyed his career but also sparked a national conversation on patient rights and consent.